Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Junniorrrey, aka the kid next door, and you're about to do a sit-down interview with me. Okay, my most recent emoji was the laughing emoji, the praying hands, and the crying emoji. And they say I'm freaking lunatic. Yes, What's My Age Again by Blink 182. Well, it's crazy because I used to, go out and chill a lot, but recently it's just more calm and zen nowadays. My family, we go out to Helen, Georgia, and we kind of just have a picnic there, and we hang out there, and it's good vibes, good vibes. My go-to song when someone asks me to sing for them is definitely Bruno Mars. It's either When I Was Your Man or It Will Rain. I can't really say any specific moment because as long as I remember, I've wanted to do this like ever since I could talk. Like I remember all my friends, they wanted to be, policemen, firemen, and doctors and all this stuff. And I kind of just, I've wanted to do this my whole life, and I guess now it's just coming to life. I don't know if Junniorrrey is a persona. I mean, I guess in a way it kind of is because, it's the artist side of me. I'm not going around singing and rapping 24/7. Junniorrrey is the artist side of me, and he's also the business side of me where, things get serious and he says what I'm afraid to say when I'm not, Junniorrrey. And it's how I balance, my artist life and my private life, and they come together. So that's Junniorrrey. My process for writing music is I'll hear a beat, and most of the times when I hear a beat, I know exactly what I want to talk about. I know exactly how I want to say it. So that's how it comes about when I'm listening to beats. But sometimes lyrics does, pop up in my head, and I'll remember it and I'll write it down later, and then I'll just add it to a beat that I've been listening to for a minute or something. So yeah, it depends. I really love music, so I listen to every genre of music. So I'm inspired by so many artists, in different areas of music. So sometimes I may not like the music that they do. Maybe I'll just like their style, or maybe I like the way they presented something. And like I definitely like Russ, Drake. I really grew up listening to Biggie. I grew up listening anything 90s. Like I'm all over it, whether it's grunge, the grunge scene, Kurt Cobain, the whole Nirvana, the whole Foo Fighters, everything like that. Like I'm inspired by all of them. So I'm just like a big melting pot of all those artists. Yes, the meaning of the name, all jokes aside, was kind of me just saying, I showed you guys what I did on my first project, Cut to the Chase. I showed you what I can bring to the table. So now I'm going to show you, what more I can do on a different level. It was just kind of a way of me saying, like, I can really do this, My favorite one was definitely Dear June. Because I just feel like Dear June happened so organically, and it wasn't even supposed to be on the EP because I kind of already had, the EP wrapped up and finished, and I kind of had the idea of how I wanted it to sound, but I heard the beat last minute and I just had to write to that beat, and I wrote to it, and it was cool because I wrote from the outside looking in instead of the, in looking out, and it was just fun doing that. Yes, so I heard the Get Silly beat, and it started off as a freestyle, and you finish it and then you're like, oh, I can go harder on that, so you rewrite verses and stuff like that. But it did start off as a freestyle, and I finished it off to what it is today. I started this thing called Sunday Jam Sessions in a way for me to showcase that, I do sing, and it is a part of what I do as an artist. And it's also another way for people to see the type of music that I like aside from the type of music that I do. I grew up listening to these artists. I grew up on this music. So I'm definitely going to incorporate it into what I'm doing today, and, who I am as a person and things like that. And F what they say, I did do singing because I like singing. I love singing. I grew up singing. I like Broadway musicals. I was into that kind of thing as well. So I sang on the project just so that people could see that I can do it. It's also another part of me as an artist that I do. Rapping does come easily to me. It's just easier in terms of writing, which is so backwards because most people would say it's easier to write a chorus instead of writing a whole verse, but for me it's easier to write a verse than to writing a chorus that's just going to be replaying. So I didn't move strategically from singing from Cut to the Chase. I just kind of, the songs that I wrote, for all jokes aside, were just kind of how I was feeling at that time, was more aggressive. So they were kind of like rap songs, but singing is always part of the picture. I actually have some singing in my new project that's coming out in April. So singing is definitely going to be in the picture. It's here to stay. I don't believe in artists conforming into one style because when you do that, you box yourself in. And honestly, trying to come up in a game like this, when you're an upcoming musician, you're a rapper, art, singer, whatever, there's already a whole list of people trying to box you in, so just don't be one of those people that are putting pressure on yourself to box you in. I think music is one of those arts that takes on a life of its own. So if you're feeling like this, if you're feeling like a rock star that day, be a fucking rock star. If you're feeling like a rapper, be that, as long as it's truly who you are at that time, in that place, and in that moment. And as long as it's truly something that you stand by in your heart, and you could say, what, this is a part of me, this is what I do, this is what I like, this is what I stand for, then go for it. I don't believe in boxing yourself in, because sky's the limit when it comes to music. Of course, obviously, you want people to like your music. You want people to, catch the metaphors. You want people to catch, the feeling, and hopefully have a genuine connection to the experience that you put in the song. So it does play a part in it a little bit, but originally I kind of started music as a way of just venting for myself, and people liking it was kind of a bonus. Yes, music is definitely an outlet for me to express, the way I feel, the way I want to say something. It's just always been that way. It started off because in my junior year of high school, I had a creative writing class, and we would do poems and things like that all the time. So I really, took it home with me, and I actually started, writing down on my free time, how I felt or whatever. If, I didn't feel good, or if something felt, good today or something like that. So it genuinely became an outlet for me on a whole nother level. Relief was definitely one of the words to summarize Cut to the Chase, because I finally got my sound out there. I finally got my ideas out there, and it was just a long time coming, and I finally got to say things that I wanted to say for a long time. As far as all jokes aside, reflective. I'm over here thinking about the songs that are on the EP, and I think definitely reflective. I just hope that there's a genuine connection, whether they like the song or not, or whether, they like me as an artist or not. I'm always just reaching for a connection, because nothing new's under the sun. And I feel like it's so easy nowadays just to feel like you're the only one going through something, you're the only one in something. But when you make a connection with someone, it's just like, it's not that bad. I definitely feel excited. I feel overwhelmed. I feel anxiety. I feel a lot of things, but only because I'm my biggest critic. But I definitely feel excited for people to see, where I feel like I'm at with myself as an artist and as a person. It does surprise me sometimes, because a lot of the songs that some of the songs that I won't feel like, okay, it was nice, but it wasn't as tough as this one, or things like that. A lot of people will gravitate towards that one song, and then I'll be like, oh, but what about this one? So it does surprise me sometimes, especially with some of the love that I get, because I get love from people that I would never expect, would reach out for me. As far as hate, I don't know. I guess we'll just wait and see. I do have an upcoming project coming out April 19th. It's called The Kid Next Door. That's me. I'm the kid next door. And you kind of just get to see where I'm at right now in life. And we have the songs, you know, they're mixed, they're being worked on, and I'm just excited. But yeah, you can catch that April 19th, The Kid Next Door. Real quick before I head out, I just want to say thank you for everyone showing me support and love. It means the world to me. Like, seriously, it means the world to me, because I would have never thought that people would listen to me. I have a lot to say, but sometimes I think it goes one ear and comes out another. But people actually listen, and I'm really grateful for that. I want people to know I'm one of the most grateful people on the planet. I'm so grateful. I also want to say shout out to my producer Xavier, he's actually here with us right now, and he's one of the most talented individuals I've ever met. Just shout out to everybody, and also shout out to upcoming artists, because it's hard sometimes for us. Sometimes it feels like the world and the industry is against us, but we're definitely not on our own. All right.